Well, today's a big day. We're going to be hanging that wall back up on the coach there. What we'll first do is position it. We'll drill out some screws on top so we can lay it out where we want it to be. We'll pull out some of the screws to roll it back, glue that side down, and then we'll roll back the other side, glue it down, and then it'll be down. Once that one's on, then we can move to the small piece underneath and then put this thing back together. So my plan is to have this thing hopefully back together today, hopefully sealed up, and hopefully ready to fly down the road tomorrow. Well, I guess we can see where this transition ends. It's kind of hard to make it out. There's a little lip right there. That's where the actual gutter rests on that top. But our wood's on there nice and well. It's toit like a toiger.
Like a toiga.
Let's get this thing mounted. There. So just got it temporarily secured with some screws. Right here, we are actually where we need to be, lined up pretty much perfectly. So what we'll do is get this side ready, roll it back, and then do half of it and roll it back the other way and do the other half. And of course, now we switch back to the 440 red. They call it red, but it's more orange. Wait. Yeah. Wait. About halfway up the refrigerator.
Are you a sunflower?
Alright, well, the first section's on. Now we can take those screws out, roll it back this way, and glue the rest of it on. Pretty much the exact same process, but all over again. And more of it. Fun. What do you think, Dad? We good?
I think so.
Well, we're looking pretty flat from what I can see. Whew. Got a little tight at the end there, running out.
That was a typical NASCAR pit stop collecting blue film.
Well, that was the most difficult thing to do. We just have that one last little piece. That'll be a lot easier to do. We'll check in once we'll put everything back together. I just have to cut holes and start screwing things back together. We'll check back in when I figure out what to do with the seals that were leaking. All right, it was a struggle. We got a bathroom window cut out and a refrigerator cut out. Compartment doors are kind of back on. Just have to put the belt line back on. And then we're secured underneath right here. I'm actually making pretty good progress here. This refrigerator vent was originally held on with these brackets that went in there. But because this inside wall is so rotten, those weren't holding on to anything. And when they rebuilt this the last time, it wasn't much holding it on anyways. It was just a lot of silicone. So what I need to do is fabricate some new ones. So I cut some sheet metal to size. I'll bend this so it fits way back in the wall now and bend it around so it has a little enough surface to actually grab onto something. Alright, so those are done. Got that bent into shape hopefully. So now I should be able to slide it between the foam and the rear luan and hammer it in. So I should just be able to slide it between the foam and the rear luan. That's a rotten wall back there, guys. I didn't realize how rotten this wall was. Alright, so that's the surface that that we'll be able to screw to. There's one down here that looks like it's fine. I'll put one up here, but this wall's completely rotten on the inside. I guess I didn't realize how bad that was. So I'm not sure if I can even get anything in there to work. But at least I'll be using silicone to hold this down and seal it all up. So with 3 surfaces, it should be pretty good. Otherwise, the whole refrigerator would have to come out and we have to start trying to rebuild this thing. I don't think anybody wants to do that. Well, without too many options, we went ahead and flipped that around and put a screw. So at least it's attached to the wall. Give it some structure, I guess. Doing the best you can with a rotten wall sometimes.
Is there plate in the bottom or no?
Yeah, there's one in the bottom too. Almost all the way across. You have to go probably in the recesses. We good?
Good.
All right.
Like brand new.
Brand new. I'm not sure about that. In fact, I'm positive that's not true.
8 bits, huh?
But that should be sealed now pretty well. We'll still have to come back and reseal over the top. Let's get a window put in, get some belt line put on, and then this is why it's kind of important to always put a cap seal on a window, because if you can see at this corner, there's maybe a 1/4 inch of sealing surface that's actually holding the water out. So it didn't leak, but if it opens up at all a little bit, it will leak. So it's nice to put a bead of sealant, clear sealant, on all window radiuses. I normally just do the 3 sides, so the top and the sides, and don't do it underneath. That way, if water does get underneath, it doesn't get trapped inside, and the sealant won't keep it from coming out. But yeah, it's very upsetting to see how little sealing surface is right there. I've seen them where they're just a hair on the wall itself. Hey y'all, I have a cheeseburger and fries.
That'll be $14.
Okay, it's a heck of a deal.
Not a good cheeseburger.
We're gonna go ahead and take advantage of having the roof popped out and clean off that edge really well, so we don't have to do it with it tucked in. So just go the rest of the length that way and the rest of the length the other way, and so this whole roof edge will be sealed down. A little bit better than it was before. I think we just dropped something.
You don't need that Windex.
But I needed that. What?
Like
So somebody's definitely had a problem with the roof for a while. You can see tape's been taped it down. use silicone and some other sealants all the way down. So we're just doing our best with what we can. We'll make sure we get enough in there that it seals. But this is a lot to have to clean up.
A lot of white Proflex up front too.
Yeah.
Proflex might be DAP.
Your DAP. Alright, well, my high-tech solution on this leak right here, I'm going to be using Sikaflex. I'm going to fill this area pretty well with Sikaflex roof sealant, or adhesive sealant, right where the gutters meet up. Fill up all this area right there to help redirect water away from that crack, and then come back with a razor blade, cut it flat, and then put the trim on top. We're doing the same thing over here too. I don't know. Seems like Winnebago didn't think this swim through very well. Alright, so pretty much just like that. Now when the trim or the molding goes on, it'll ooze everywhere and then I can clean it up afterwards. That one's broken.
The broken one?
Yeah. The drill new hole. That one might be broken too. I think the next one isn't.
This one isn't.
Right.
Okay.
You believe me?
I'll find out in a second.
Don't believe me. Maybe they were all broken. I guess they were all broken.
Okay.
You can put one there. Unless it's broken. And then that one I think needs to be tightened up. Alright, so we'll have to drill some new holes. Because that was loose. And I think that might have been the main reason why it was leaking, but it didn't help. Because if that was loose from the wall, the water would have got straight behind that rail. Because this is a gutter. Water goes straight into here. That's why there's weep holes underneath. So if we got backed up, it would go straight into the wall, get behind the wall, and go down. That's my theory, Chad.
Sticking to it?
Sticking to it.
Sounds good. Never said it was good.
All right, we're getting the foam back underneath there. And notice we got a lot of extra screws in right there that seam too, and it oozed out good. I'm calling that good. Chad.
I'm calling it
It's called.
screwed.
It's called. We called it. All right. All right, so Chad's just gonna get the wiggles out, but the roof radius is in now. Now we just have to seal this thing up, and this is done, right? Well, the good news is, I know that these screw holes will have something to grab onto now. I'm just not going to use putty, but I'll use silicone again because it's a good adhesive and a good sealant. And we'll put it back down again. Yeah. All right, that bit into something. Nice. So much better now. So hopefully one more water leak down. Don't ever seal the bottom of these because water can get back there. We want to make sure the water can get out. Get this slide out wiper angle on. I'm going to just do the same thing all over again. Pack the corners with a lot of sealant and put it on, especially down here, down to the bottom. So here's the big hope. We got the black urethane windshield adhesive. Pushed and injected as much as I could in that corner. Carried it up to the top. Then we're doing a bead seal of silicone where that bead seal is supposed to be, kind of keeping water out. That it didn't do a very good job doing that. And then once we get the molding on, we will seal, do a cap seal. Oh, this still has to be cap sealed anyways. Okay. You need to come over quite a bit.
I don't know. Screw through, James.
So hopefully we got just as much sealant up there, oozing out. This should keep stuff from leaking so well now. It's just silly because the whole thing would come down to this point. And I think it was just back going behind the wall right there, like they didn't get enough sealant there. I always say slides are just what? All slides leak.
Sieves.
Slides are just leaks. That's all they are. One more. Luckily, I have more screws. Look at that.
Uzi
McOozerton.
Yes.
We'll do the most important thing we can do. As long as you have gloves on. Nice. And of course, we're going to do the same thing on that right there. And on the back, I will inject as much sealant as I can on that one too. Way overfilled down there. Against the sidewall there. So it should ooze out everywhere. All right. All right, so here's the molding that's going to be going on. It's pretty standard slide out seal molding, double-sided. We're going to still urethane it on, right, Chad?
Yes.
Because I want to make sure that we don't get any water down in between right here. That'll be flexible, and we'll kind of cut it so it matches the edge of there as much as we can, and notch it out. And then it's rubber, so it's flexible. It can be painted. And I don't know what else to do. That's what the factories do, right, Chad? 100%. I know this owner actually has paint, so I think she's going to end up painting it herself. But if there wasn't a lift in the way, you guys could see we're doing really well. I'm pretty proud of this. No, I'm not that proud of it. It's taking way too long. We still have to do the roof seal up on top. But I want to get this on so we can close the slide so then I can do the roof seal. Because I need to get that done before tomorrow. Well, we got duct tape. What else do we need?
More duct tape.
All right.
Wow. Sissy's left the Christmas lights up still.
Remember, this is just cosmetic. So there's no other purpose. So make sure it's pretty. Well, there's the big reveal, guys. I got to get this sealed up tonight. At least the roof radius sealed up tonight, because she's going to pick up tomorrow. And I don't like shipping these things down the road with fresh roof sealant on the radius there. I got to wait for that to... Urethane takes about an hour or two to set up, and then that should be pretty solid. I mean, it's not ideal, but this is pretty much how modern manufacturers do it anyways. And if she does paint it, it'll look a lot better. But overall, really pleased with the way this has turned out. I mean, I can't say it'll ever be as good as a factory, but it should be at least better than how it was put together last time. And hopefully, we solved all the water leaking problems with that rail not being loose anymore. And sealing up everything else. Again, one of the last steps we're doing on this, because I had to pull this roof out, I have to reseal it. It was a lot of work scraping off that old sealant, because there was about 15 different sealants that were used on there. We're just using Clear ProFlex. It's not the nicest stuff to work with, and it does turn yellow, but it stays sticky and flexible, so I do prefer it over silicone, because once silicone lets go, it's never going to stick again. And this is what's holding your roof from delaminating or flopping out. So I just try to get the nozzle down in there and inject quite a bit in there. If you've watched any of my videos, you've probably seen this a number of times. Alright, normally I strike, inject the sealant as far down in between as I can, then come back with another bead on top. Although will stick to water, if we get a little bit of cleaner on there, it'll make it easier to lubricate and get off the last little bit. Try to make it as pretty as possible. It's very normal to have that much come off, so it's kind of wasteful, I don't deny that. And we'll do one final look. Look pretty good there. Alright, and with that, this roof is now sealed. You can see how the water just rolls off where the clear sealant is. Like I said, it will turn yellow, that is normal. But there it is, all the way down. So this roof has been resealed. It's really important on these Winnebagos. This is what's holding this roof from untucking like we had to untuck it. Alright, well, it's a good thing I sealed this last night, I guess. It did rain. And that's great. That means water didn't get in the channel and ruin the wall. I just rebuilt. So let's get this thing finished up. I just have to do all the caulking around the openings and then ship this thing down the road. So definitely this is another one of those jobs that I thought maybe 2 days, but it's took a lot longer than I planned on it taking. These are very labor intensive. So again, this is just another one of those jobs that you hoped you wouldn't find a whole bunch of things, but we found a lot, including that the leak was still persisting, and then we had about 4 or 5 other leaks on here. So we've hopefully done our best to address all those leaks. We'll get this sealed up and back on the road, and the owner can enjoy life again. So while I'm up here, I have to put that cap back on, but this is a Sikaflex that I filled in that gap with, and I got it smooth, but you know, I got to thinking, there's a wheat pole right there at that seam. Maybe that wasn't useful either, because it's going to be running right down there, right on top of here. So what I will do is drill a new wheat pole over here. A new wheat pole. Right there. Now, hopefully, that should have solved that problem. I'm gonna resist the urge to clog that one up though. Now, a few days ago, we actually mounted this window using butyl, and I already trimmed it once. So it's a good sign that it's sealing pretty well if it continues oozing out, because that is the seal. But we don't want to put a cap seal on it, on something oozing out, so we'll still have to trim it a little bit more. Okay. So now we just have to clean it off and seal it. So we're just going to be using 100% silicone clear for all of our cap moldings. Again, this is what's redirecting water and hopefully sealing everything off. So we'll be doing the light on the 3 sides, the window on the 3 sides, the refrigerator vent on the 3 sides, all the moldings top to bottom, and I just have to put those little plastic covers on. And then just to make double, triple sure that I've tried my best, I'm using that windshield urethane adhesive to put these plastic caps back on. Before it was just held on with double-sided tape, so it's not going to be quite weatherproof enough for this application. Alright. Problem with urethane is that it's messy. Now I am fairly convinced I've given it every opportunity to keep water from getting behind that corner. If it still gets behind that corner, it's because Winnebago designed this completely wrong, and I don't know what else to say at that point. And with that, we're all done sealing this thing. Now again, I don't really like sealing underneath, because let's say worst case scenario, water does get behind all there. We don't want it to get trapped and have to go down the wall. At least it can get its way, make its way out if we need to. That's going to be true. That'll be true on that refrigerator too, and on that light. But I think with that, we're just about, in fact, we are done. All right, guys. Well, so there you have it. 2006 Winnebago Journey, a diesel pusher sidewall delamination that hopefully we stabilized. I got all back together. This is I did advise not to do this repair. Structurally, it was fine. I guess it was still leaking, so that wasn't a good recommendation on my part. But that inside wall, right next to the refrigerator right there, was substantially rotten, so I'm a little concerned by that. And then I'll touch base with her on the roof sealant, where it needs to be peeled off and resealed correctly. But I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys try this on your own, good luck. It's a lot of work. It's really dangerous peeling off the wall that wasn't peeling. So you can damage that, and then at that point you have to do a new wall and paint it all anyways. Anyways, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Got stuff to do. There it is, all sealed off and as good as I think we're gonna get. So like I said, she's gonna come back and probably paint these, so I don't want to put any sealant on the edge because then the paint won't stick to it. Same with thing over here. But that wall that was really loose isn't loose anymore. Same with under here. And there's gonna be some natural waviness to it. But I think we've made it at least 85% better.
I need you say 1 out of a billion. 1.
Sipping on gin and juice.
Laid back.
With my mind on my money and my money on my